Can you talk about alternative ways to let family know that my self-care is number one and not to feel ignored? Yes. Stop neglecting yourself. That's my number one alternative method for you. What do I really mean? We're always projecting to others how to treat us by the way we're actually treating ourselves. And this is why you speak to others differently, right? You can feel the boundaries or the level of standards that somebody's upholding for themselves. And this is why you project, communicate with them different. So what's the key here is if you're finding people are crossing your boundaries, it's because you're not respecting them yourself. It means you're not upholding it as a standard, as a rule. And the more you have neglected yourself to that extent in which you don't know what you stand for anymore, the more everyone would always basically never respect you. So what's important is you got to look after yourself to the extent is actually important. And provided you do, you'll be transmitting that belief onto others. Because how many of you agree, you don't need somebody to say something to you to feel their communication, right? They say how a huge chunk of our communication is all nonverbal because we're subconsciously projecting a message to others. So therefore, your expression equals feedback. How you express yourself to others is how people are responding back to you. Yes? So if you have a belief, I'm shy, you're going to always look like you're shy and people are going to treat you like a shy person. Getting it? So if you're finding people are crossing your boundaries, it's because you're projecting that to them. You know, one of the biggest tools in which your survival brain uses to manipulate you is getting more backup. And what I mean by that is your greatest insecurities, you'll notice people begin to repeat back to you. And you feel like, whoa, somebody else is thinking exactly the way I'm thinking. Let's say you feel like you're working too hard. All of a sudden you'll notice your family begins to say, oh, are you sure you aren't working too hard? Right? And all of a sudden you're like, wow, I've been thinking that as well. Not realizing that's what you've been transmitting to them. Not verbally, non-verbally. How many know what I'm talking about? Your survival brain does that in terms of communicates that way because there's all the ways of stopping change. So what's most important here, Karen, is you begin to stand up for yourself and look after yourself to the extent that it actually matters because it does. And provided you do that, everyone will be respecting your boundaries, everybody, because you are respecting your own boundaries. That's the key.